It's all downhill now. I just want to say this, and it's only I didn't post my last live. I didn't post my last live because um it cut off, and I wanted to say something else. So I'm gonna just come on real quick and say this. What I meant is, if someone at their core is racist, at their core they are racist, they should not be able to Jewishiate, Jewishiate, no, Jewishiate, no, they should not be able to judge, have any type of adjudication, adjudicate, legislate. If we're talking about judges, they shouldn't be able to judge situations because at the core they feel only one way of doing things should be acceptable. They feel like at the core of them, they feel like no other race should exist except for their race. They have a right to feel that way, but not in a leadership position over democracy, over, a nation that's with liberty and justice for all. If you shouldn't even be able to judge anything, be on any panel concerning this if you're only going to have one way of thinking. So, like I said, churches, just as well as homosexuality, people have a choice to be a homosexual. People have a choice to do what they want to do. They can live their life how they want to live. That's fine. But if those people that live their life how they want to live it expect people to be oppressed and suppressed because of their way of living, that's no difference than the one that's racist at the core. And, so on and so forth. So, like the example I was using, if there's a church that live by the Bible in the right way, because we know nothing in the Bible signifies that you had to hate an individual. Matter of fact, there's different acts in there that showed that the character in the Bible was imperfect, had did some things they wasn't supposed to do, but yet God still loved them. And that's not for anybody to pervert it and just say, whatever else, because what's pure is pure, and that's just it. At the root of it, we understand that you messed up, but eventually you have to get there, and that's just that. Win and all that, it don't make you a bad person, but I'm just saying, if you can't be about that, then don't get over there in that lane. That's why I stepped away from the church, because I knew, with everything that was going on with my indecisiveness and what I want to know the truth to couldn't be answered, so I wouldn't dare try to lead someone in that way at the end of the day. And so going on and going forth, what I'm saying is, if I had a church and somebody came to me and said, you can't have this church open unless you agree to have homosexuals in this church, I'm gonna tell them, excuse me, the last time I checked, I'm a free woman, and if I want to preach this gospel in order the way that it wants me to, then that's just what it's gonna be. It's not turning people away because of who they are, but then just because of who they are can't run the house at the same darn time. Yes. Yes. And so with that being said, I'ma just say that, yeah, you know, and if I felt like that, then I should not have, you know, at at the core of me, if I couldn't be unbiased, if I couldn't be impartial, I should not be in a leadership role overall. Because just because I choose my way of life, it's always going to be a problem. to you. As long as I'm not trying to oppress and suppress people to be that way, it shouldn't be a problem to you. But some people, even if it's not a problem, they still make it their problem. So that's all I was going to say on this live, pertaining to that. I think all has to be respected for that. And if it can't be respected, you have to begin to wonder and question why not. Just like I'm wondering and questioning and why not. And why is it so hard for Democrats and Republicans to come together on a deal? We look at what former President Donald Trump was doing. He was meeting with the oil companies and promising them if they go ahead and put billions on him, what he can do in return for them is give them tax cuts. But what happens when you invest all your money into something like that, and then you still don't deliver? You was in bankruptcy before you was in bankruptcy now, and sometimes it goes, before anybody was so claimed, paying attention, didn't want you to make it, so on and so forth. And some things like that happen because you're on a process, you growing, knowing what's what. But at the end of the day, why should I invest all my dollars in you just for a little, tax rate when, I'm going to say that, but I'm going to just say, at the end of the day, why can't the Democrats, the Republicans and the Democrats come together on one accord and find a solution that works for all? Because your economy is not like a third world country, yet you are trying to oppress it and make it go that low. Why? Is it because you're intimidated by people that actually have the money to invest now? Or is it because I'm just not understanding at this moment? Hold on, sis. I'm doing a little video real quick. Hold on. So we're just trying to understand, like, what's going on. Like, what's so hard for all to come together to make a change. Whether this side did wrong or this side did wrong. That's why I didn't agree with Romney. I know at the root he's concerned about the financial existence of this country, but at the same time, if, former President Donald Trump has been guilty of, holding things up just because he wasn't the one to authorize it, if he's had the dictator, mentality, why is that not important to you? Versus the money. And I can only think at the root of it is because everybody concerned about their money, and I understand about that. So I'm just like, why can't all work together to come to a solution? Just because Trump met with all the oil companies, that don't mean that was bad with that. Maybe people do need to consider making a deal with them before you go and drilling on somebody's free land or reservation to make up for your money or something like that. I don't know. Some need to be figured out. Like I said, financial analysts, people that watch the stock market, what do you think at this time that can be done for all to win at the end of the day? Because this political war, it'll be a shame for America to look like a third world country just because of political war. I don't like you and you don't like me. That's a damn shame.